The man who raised me was my kidnapper. I always thought something felt off. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to play outside. I never went to school. I was homeschooled, if you could call it that. And we moved to a lot of new towns, new names, always starting over. The man I called Dad was strict but kind. He cooked. He told me stories. He taught me how to read and write. But he never let me ask about my mother. Whenever I did, he'd go silent or change the subject. I was about 16 when I found the box. It was buried beneath floorboards in the tiny cabin we had just moved into. Inside were old newspapers, photos, a worn-out teddy bear, and a flyer. A missing child flyer. There was my picture. Same big eyes. Same curly hair. Name, Sophie Daniels. Missing since age 3. My real name wasn't even the one I'd been using. My hands started to shake. I confronted Dad that night. He didn't get angry. He didn't deny it. He just sat down and said, "I was going to tell you, one day." He told me he used to work as a janitor at a daycare. One day, he saw me crying by the window. My parents were late picking me up. He said he felt sorry for me. I said I looked lonely. So he took me. Just like that. He quit his job the next day. Disappeared. Raised me as his daughter. He told me he loved me. That I was the only family he had. But all I could think was, he stole my life. I waited until he fell asleep. I ran to the nearest police station. I was terrified not just for myself, but because I didn't know what would happen next. They didn't believe me at first, until they ran the DNA test. I was Sophie Daniels. And my real parents. They had been looking for me for 13 years. When we reunited, it was like stepping into a dream. My mother wept the moment she saw me. My father couldn't stop holding my hands. The house was filled with photos of me and baby Sophie on every wall. But I didn't feel at home, not immediately. I had spent most of my life calling my kidnapper Dad. He had lied to me, but he had also raised me. Taught me. Protected me. In his own twisted way, he loved me. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison. I didn't attend the trial. People ask me how I feel about him. The truth? It's complicated. I can never forgive what he did. But I can't erase the years I spent thinking I was his daughter. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Because when your life begins with a lie, finding the truth doesn't always set you free. Sometimes, it just gives you a new kind of prison to escape from. Share your thoughts in the comment section. If this story touches you, don't just scroll.